Hey everybody, RockPaperMario here, and welcome back to whatever this is. Welcome back to Pokemon Sword and Shield, because we've never played this game before on this channel. And if I don't know what to play, well I guess this is what I play, right? I just play Sword and Shield again for like the 4th time. This is actually a file though, and here I am distracting myself already talking about some other bullshit. Some things never change, right? I was just gonna say, this is actually a file that I don't think I have played on my, on this channel before, because it's my OG file. This is like my own Harry file from when little Harry first booted up the game in whatever year this game came out, 2018, 19, something like that? 2019, I think, which is crazy, 5 years ago. Anyway, what are we doing here? Let's actually just explain that, and then I'll just start yapping, because goodness knows we'll have enough time to do it, I'm sure. Sean recently... Oh, Wobbuffet. if only you were what I'm... Well, I was just going to say, if only you were what I'm looking for. Well, this is kind of like what, an example of what I'm looking for here, right? Because this is King Koopa, and King Koopa is a shiny, shiny Blastoise, which has the capacity to Gigantamax. So Sean, aka Good Entertainment, aka Kick Butt Toaster, has put up a video recently, another one of these cool projects he's always coming up with. I don't know why that sounded so disdainful, like it didn't, I meant to say that sincerely and it didn't come out sincerely at all. Anyway, he put up this video talking about, this idea that he had of, like, in March, hunting for shiny Gigantamax Pokemon, and I was like, you know what, I'm off this week. It's not March, but I'm off this week. I haven't recorded something in goodness knows how long. Why not just give it a go, you know? So this isn't March, it's the 16th of February today. A Pikachu. A Jigglypuff viewed from above. And, like, I'm going to warn you now, I am not going to be, like, doing any hunting tricks, right? When I do this process. I've, like, shiny hunted once in my life, if I remember correctly. Maybe another time, but definitely once that I can remember. And it wasn't even... Oh my goodness. I forgot about this. And it wasn't even, really, well, I didn't even successfully do it in the end. I spent days and days and days. I spent days and days trying to find a shiny Applin in Pokemon Scarlet. And finally, it was my partner. I can't believe they don't animate it for, like, the water to come out of his cannon, you know. Oh no. This big tub of guts' speed fell. How will I survive? It wasn't even me that successfully found the Applin in the end. It was on my partner's file. But yeah, so I've only ever done it once, and it's just not my jam, you know. The grinding is not something that I find enjoyable. Even if it could be faster, I don't find the process enjoyable. I don't really like it when games feature Rage Powder. This bitch is earning Rage Powder at level 78? What the hell are you doing? Like, what is going on? Rage Powder. Well, it worked. I'm enraged now. I'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a road-killed Obstagoon and drown it with beer. Down it with beer. There's a freaking Bronzong. We will have to come back and fight all of these at one point, right? And can't the Gigantamax ones only appear in a purple one, I feel? I have no idea. I don't really know how this mechanic works, right? But the, well, I know some of how it works, but not everything about how it works. All I know is that you have to beat them all to get them to respawn. That could be cool. I kind of want to do this. The Ditto raid. I do have an imposter Ditto though, don't I? I think I have an imposter Ditto. Anyway. I'm not one for grinding, at least not in games, right? So, like, I'm warning you now, this is not going to be like a really... Well, maybe it'll be more interesting because we're not doing grinding, because it's nothing but grinding. Like, nothing but blinding. I can't even do a Bane voice anymore. That's how long it's been since I recorded anything. I'm sure it'll come back. Doing a really half-assed, incompetent Bane impression is just like riding a bicycle, you know, which I also can't do. But yeah, I figured why not. I've got some time. Like, this week that I have off is all about me doing whatever I want, however I want, whenever I want, you know? So, like, and this is now what I want to do. So that's what I'm doing, and that's why you're here with me, I guess. So, basically what I'm doing here is going around looking at all of these dens, right? And I guess if I know I have to fight them all eventually, I might as well fight them now, I guess. Even though I don't want to. I'm also wondering, can you find Gigantamax Pokemon in the Crown Tundra and in the... That's that noise I kept hearing. I kept hearing a noise earlier that I thought was a Gimme Ghoul coin, and I was like, this game doesn't even have Gimme Ghoul coins. So what, I'm gonna go back and do that Disho raid. Why not? Go back and do the Disho raid. Disho is inside in a lake for some reason. Go figure. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing. We're going looking for shiny Gigantamax Pokemon. And I have found my fair share of shiny Pokemon in Raid Max dens, or Max Raid dens, whatever they're called, in the past. Even on video, if I remember correctly. I think on video I found... I can think of 3 off of the top of my head that I found during the course of my Let's Play. There was an Eevee that became Yuna, who is in my party right now. I think that was during my Let's Play anyway. There was a Beldum, and there was a Ninjask. So I found like all... Or was it a Shedinja? Can't remember whether I found it as a shiny Shedinja or found it as a shiny Ninjask, but I have found shiny Pokemon, and I have the shiny Charm now, so it should theoretically be even easier to do, right? So I have found shiny Pokemon in Max Raid dens. I have even found... Well, I don't think I found this. I think this was an online one. King Koopa. I couldn't believe it the day that it happened, that I found a freaking shiny Gigantamax Blastoise on a Max Raid thing online, right? So maybe we'll do some online stuff, you know? That might be a good idea as well. But I have no idea what to do going up against this Ditto. I suppose... do you know what? Let's just go with King Koopa. What's the worst that could happen, right? Should I go online? How do I go online again? You just press Y, isn't it? Connect to the internet. Let's see, is anybody even still playing Sword and Shield online? There's a Quagsire I saw earlier. I don't know why it says that. But yeah. So that's in essence what we're doing. We're trying to find some sort of shiny Gigantamax Pokemon. I didn't really understand. Like Sean said, you can use whatever game you want to hunt. So I think he's looking for Meowth in Gold and Silver, I think. Whoa! Then let's do it. Am I gonna get in? I never get into these, but maybe now when it's quieter, I wonder, is it easier to actually get into the battle? Because if this is it, imagine if this is the shiny Gigantamax Lapras. Switch Pokemon, what are we gonna do? Cute little UFO? Are we gonna do Volta? Volta? Or Gizmo? Gizmo might be good, actually. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go Gizmo. If this is it, I'm gonna scream. If this actually is it, I'm gonna scream. Look at this party. Zamazenta, Zacian, Eternatus, Eternitus, and a Rotom. A Rotom. If this is, oh my god, I can't even look. I'm not even going to look when the thing is coming out, because I can't even contain my excitement. Maybe online is going to be the way to go. I thought I was going to have all this time to yap. Okay, well, I sounded so disappointed, even though I love this freaking Pokemon. I sounded so disappointed. Anyway. Well, this will be my yapping time. So what has been happening the last 6 months or whatever it's been? It has been 6 months, hasn't it? I feel like the last time I uploaded... Well, the last time I recorded, I think, was like in July or August, I really feel like it was that long ago. And you can't, like, can you freaking, paralyze? I can't remember if you can use status conditions on a Dynamax Pokemon. I really can't. This is great, isn't it? My teammates are probably like, who's this fucking baby with the Rotom? Well, I definitely can't do it now after that. So yeah, I feel like I know that there was the video that I had recorded way before, and then I uploaded it a lot, kind of, no, the mysterious barrier, of course. They're going like, who's this piece of shit Rotom user? I swear, who's this piece of shit Rotom user? I should have brought Volta if it was going to be using this freaking rain dance crap, you know? So yeah, basically what happened was, right? One, pregnant pause. I'm trying to figure out where to even start, right? One, right? And you guys know this of old, because I talked about it a lot in the videos that I was even making at the time. Like, it was really, really hard to find time to be able to record, right? That was just very hard. It turned Let's Play into a chore. It really did, something that I had to kind of like make myself do rather than something that I wanted to do. Okay, so that was one thing, right? Second of all, right, I was playing, I think as due to that, really, more than anything, I was Let's Playing like Yoshi's Woolly World, and I really enjoyed the game and I enjoyed Let's Playing it, but what happened was, I think the kind of, there was a certain point where I started doing those freaking, and I don't know why I did it, I was doing that stupid boss rush or boss gauntlet thing or whatever. Oh my god, am I going to be the one to freaking Dynamax and use the Max Lightning? I really didn't enjoy it. Like, you can hear it in those videos. I wasn't exactly having a good time, right? I felt like the quality of my videos was really all over the place. It wasn't good. I think I kind of, like, I'm an old school Let's Player, right? I think I kind of had this mindset of, oh yeah, when you Let's Play the game, you do it all, you know, even if you don't really want to do it, and I don't think that's the right mindset to have, right? Really, to be honest. So, and that last one that I did, where I was doing that, like, I somehow beat that stupid flying turtle, right, the cloud turtle, and I was fighting Baby Bowser, the boss rush Baby Bowser, the last one. Like, I was just cross. I was just so frustrated with the thing. It wasn't fun, and I was like making myself do it, and I was just growing more and more frustrated the whole time. And I remember I just like stopped recording. That's like that video, I think it even ends a little bit abruptly. I was just, I'm not doing this, you know. And I had that video I was kind of upset with myself, right? Because I was like, why are you doing this if you're not enjoying the process? That's the whole reason you're doing it in the first place. Because goodness knows I'm not doing it to make money. I don't even monetize these videos, you know. at all. So, like, the only reason I am doing this is or should be doing this is for the enjoyment of it, right? So, so it really frustrated me. I didn't even upload that video because I was so, like, not happy with it, right? And I wasn't happy with how I went about it, right? So, I ended up just, like, not uploading that video for ages, and finally, one day, like, I couldn't, like, muster up the motivation to even record, you know, or not even to record. I couldn't muster up the motivation to even, I couldn't muster up the motivation to even edit the video that I'd already recorded, let alone record new stuff, right? So I think I just stopped. I just stopped doing anything, right, to do with that. Now, I will say, one thing I want to say is, like, all this while that I haven't been recording and uploading, I've been I've been, like, happier than ever for, like, I've been happier than ever for the community that I have in the Discord server. No, I don't want to put you in the party. I would, but I have too much other junk in my party. Sent to a box. So are we going fighting the Disho now? No, it's not a Disho anymore? Where did it go? Where's my Disho? Was that not is that not the one that was a Disho? I don't remember seeing a freaking Corvus Squire or whatever that is in any of these. What the hell just happened? Did going online switch them up or something? I didn't think that could happen. I'm in the middle of a personal story here. I could have sworn that was the Disho. Because this one is... Well, maybe this one's the Disho, I don't know. But I could have sworn it was the one in the water. That's the Bronzong, so that didn't change. So maybe that wasn't the Disho. I could have sworn that was the Disho over there in the water. Because I don't remember a freaking Corvus Squire anywhere. Now all these other bitches are riding around on their bicycles all over my wild zone. Anyway, so I couldn't, as I said, I couldn't even muster up the motivation to should I, like, go ahead and, like, try this? Just in case that's it, you know? I feel like online will be a lot faster than doing these max raid battles. And I'm actually getting the chance to do them as well, which is crazy to me. Like, that never happens. Come on, Macintosh. Can you Leech Seed a Gigantamax Pokemon? I'm not even going to try, because otherwise they're going to kick my ass, right? They're going to kick my ass. So I just stopped, and as I said, I was really grateful to have that I still kind of maintained the connection that I had to the people who've been watching my videos and interested in what I've been doing. I've really, really been happy for it, like, and I wanted to say thank you for still being there even when I wasn't putting stuff up on YouTube and things like that. So I just kind of stopped, and this is the first time I've recorded anything since then. Now, can you Leech Seed the freaking Dynamax Pokemon? I don't know. Well, the Vikavolt is going Dynamaxing. I feel like you can. I feel like you can, as long as they don't have their magical barrier or whatever. So anyway, like, I think at the time, I was only thinking about it from the perspective of Let's Play. Whereas, like, now I actually look back, right? So there's a lot to talk about. Actually, the more I think, the more that I find that I want to talk about. And so I've been going to, since October of last year, I've been going to see a counselor, like, every couple of weeks, like every 2 to 3 weeks, right? Now, at the time, I started seeing a counselor because it's one of the requirements of the degree that I wanted to do. So I've talked about it before. I wanted to do a degree in counseling myself, right? And I'd even done a certificate in it already in preparation for that. So part of the requirements of that is that you're in therapy yourself, right? You know. So that's why I sought out someone to do counseling with, and I started that in October last year. And like, I think at the time I wasn't sure what I'd get out of it. I think I was doing it as a formality more than anything, right? And however, like, but what I did get out of it was a whole lot more than I expected. Like, in terms of just being able to have that space, I think I was very lucky to, I don't know how it happened that way, right? But I think I was very lucky with the counselor that I found, that they were just the right one for me, or it seems like they're the right one for me, which is a very important part of the whole process, right? But yeah, I think, you know, now I look back and I realize, do you know what? There are other things that I just wasn't finding. That you use a potion? You used a potion? Maybe this is why I can't win these freaking battles, is because I don't do stuff like that. I'm always doing fuck all. The only thing I know how to do is attack the thing, you know? Am I going to get the final hit? Come on, Macintosh. With the apple acid. And it's a French Gyarados as well, the Leviator, you know. But, like, there were other things, like, when I look back on the past year, like, that I also just wasn't finding the same degree of like, passion or happiness in. Like, I had stopped doing a lot of like, photography-related activity, which used to be, like, a huge passion of mine, or had been. And I really wasn't enjoying my work either. Like, I enjoy my work, but I don't enjoy, like, being in that corporate environment anymore. It really isn't for me, you know. It really isn't. And I think that was getting me down, and without realizing it. And I think, like, one of the ways that I was, and I think there was just a lot of stuff that were sources of frustration for me that I didn't even realize at the time were sources of frustration for me. So where does that bring us now? There's a Mimikyu. I can't believe I can't believe they didn't do, like, a Gigantamax Mimikyu, actually. Is this this has to be the Gigantamax one, right? I can't believe I'm getting in on all of these. So wait a second. Fairy and Psychic. Fairy and Psychic. What do I do with that? I suppose Steel. Steel, right, is what I should be doing. Steel or Bug or something. Or Poison and Fairy. Also not great. Well, I have this big shiny Metagross. That's actually probably the perfect foil to Hatterene. And someone's just bringing out a Necrozma. And you know what? Props to Ash for sticking with Boltund. Probably one of their favorites. They just love this dog, you know. I'm always happy to see someone using a Pokemon they like, rather than just, like, something that's strong, you know. So where does that bring us now? It's also not a shiny. But where does that bring us now? Well, I guess here I am recording this. I can't believe I named this thing RoboCop. RoboCop. I can't believe I named this thing RoboCop. What even does all of this stuff? Hit with a meteor mash. And the Boltund is Dynamaxing. Great. Yeah, so where does that bring us now? Well, actually, I made kind of a big decision only this month, really. Like, I think, like, I was getting ready to apply for my counselling degree. And we were quite quiet at work, and I started thinking more and more about it and all of this whole process that I've been going through since last October as well. And like, I think what I've decided to do is I'm actually going to go back to what I originally studied, which was music. So I'm going, you might remember from the old days of this channel, actually, I was studying music. Smite? I'm going to be Smoten? Smite the dog? Your ally Pokemon became confused. I'm confused now? Is that what Gmax Smite does? That's like pretty brutal. So does everybody get confused then? That's kind of crazy. I'm gonna just bullet punch this bitch because like there's no point in doing anything else when they have the big barrier up, you know? So yeah, I think I was kind of thinking about it, and it's not that I don't want to do counseling like I'd planned before, right? It's not that that's something I'm not interested in. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that what I really want to do is to be in that world that I love, right? You know. And I figured, you know what? I'm 35 now. Jesus, 35 now. I can do that now, right? And I can always decide when I'm 60 that I want to be a counselor or a psychotherapist, you know what I mean? I can't exactly do it as easily the other way around, you know? And I was just thinking, you know, like what I do at the moment is coaching, mostly career transition coaching, so like coaching for people who are looking to develop their career or change their career, or who are looking for work, or you know, at the time. And a big part of my philosophy, and I honestly truly believe it, but a big part of the philosophy of that work is that, you know, you can always make a change, you know, pivot towards something that you enjoy more. You know, you can always make choices that, and actually that's my philosophy when it comes to therapy as well, is that you can always make choices that will make you happier, you know what I mean? That's not to say that you can always make all the choices, that every single choice is open to you all the time, but more like you have to believe that you can make choices that will make you happier, you know what I mean? At least small ones. And if you're in a position to make big ones, which I am, thankfully, well then why not? Do you know what I mean? And yes, there's a lot of risk involved. Yes, there's a lot of, you know, oh, but what if, and jobs and blah blah blah. But I'm kind of like, how can I kind of have integrity in the work that I'm doing if I don't kind of approach this from the perspective of you're supposed to be living to have the life that you want, you know, not a life of safety, which I think is like that might sound a little bit challenging, right? You know what I mean? Like the life that you want might be the life of safety. There are a lot of people who are living in a world right now where the life that they want is exactly that, because they can't have it. They don't have the luxury of it, right? Thankfully, I am in the position where I can make that choice. So wouldn't it be a betrayal of myself not to do it? You know what I mean? Oh yeah, let's do the Natu raid. I'm never gonna get to this Ditto. like, this is somehow a completely different experience to what I remember from... This is somehow a totally different experience to what I remember before of, of doing this online stuff with Sword and Shield. What I remember before was an exercise in frustration. Like, you never used to get in on any of the raids. It would always, like, be like, no, it's full. No, they decided not to do it. No, it's full. No, it's full. And then it wouldn't, like, generate any new ones. That's a Delibird. I don't know what that Delibird is doing there. There's an Omastar. I'm very tempted. Where the hell is my Disho? This is like freaking some sort of fucking Professor Layton mystery at this stage. The Professor Layton and the disappearing blob. You know? It was definitely the one. I am not imagining it. It was definitely the one in the water. Surely, unless I'm crazy. Okay, there's another one. That could be it. Can I join in on this one? Nope. Still have to be fast. But what I do remember is not even being able to access new ones. Alyssa is still there at Westlake Axwell. I definitely think doing it online is faster than... It's definitely more exciting, right? So yeah, my plan at the moment is... Like, the thing is, like, the reason that's such a big deal, like, oh, what, you were going to study one thing, now you're going to study another thing instead. Well, the thing is that like, my counseling degree, I could have done that, like, while I was working at the same time, at least the first 2 years of it. Years 3 and 4 would have been tough because it's, because you start having client hours and supervision and all of this kind of stuff as well, right? So it's actually more of a full-time thing than a part-time thing. With, like, the music masters that I want to do, actually, wasn't the way to do this actually to disconnect and reconnect? Isn't that how I used to get new ones to appear, if I remember correctly? With the music one, even if I do it part-time, I'm wondering, should I, like, fly to the... Should I slide to the spot? Should I fly to... I can't even see with this fog. I don't even know where I am anymore. Is that Alyssa still? Alyssa, you're seeking people to play with and you wouldn't let me in. And they caught a Gigantamax Orbeetle. These fuckers. I'm over here? I didn't know I was over on this part of the thing. So that's the Bronzong and the... That's the Bronzong and the Disho. No, that... Well, it should be the Disho, but it's not. That's not the Gigantamax one, right? The Gigantamax one has kind of like little... like spikes flying out next to it, doesn't it? Can I block Alyssa? Alyssa doesn't let me in on her game. Can I just block her? So maybe the Disho was here the whole time. Heatmore. Look at all this garbage. And one of them was Timber. Timber, the ugliest Pokemon. Well, no, it's not. It evolves into the ugliest one, Conkeldurr. And then I saw that fan art of the Timber. The Timber, what do they call it, Gijinka, where they like make a human that's based on a Pokemon, and it was like the sexiest thing I've ever seen. I was like, holy crap! It looked like a freaking Calvin Klein model. I was like, well, just you wait. Things aren't gonna be like that forever. Is this one that I didn't even check before? Oh, Galvantula. Another Pokemon, but that was the first shiny that I ever found, actually, funnily enough. What is this over here? Oh, that's somebody's tent. Somebody's tent, isn't it? Isn't that usually what it is? The, Galvantula was the, Joltik. Was the first shiny Pokemon I ever found back in the... Yeah, somehow these are after spawning differently or something. No, that's the Wobbuffet. I can't believe... Where did the Ditto go? Where the hell did the Ditto go? Can you find... Do you know what? We might as well try and see, can you find stuff on the Crown Tundra? Like the max raid dens. Can you find Gigantamax Pokemon in the Crown Tundra? Here's my Blastoise, King Koopa. Actually, I'm pretty sure I was in the Crown Tundra when I found when I did the max raid battle that led to the thing. I guess I spoke too soon. Here I was, like, lauding the online for... Like, I just don't know why you can't, like, refresh more regularly. God hates me. Oh my god. Also, the experience of going back to playing this after playing Scarlet and Violet is very strange. Like, the controls are just, like, different enough. Like, and for the record, I don't think, like, Scarlet and Violet has, like, the most intuitive menuing either, to be honest. But, the controls are just different enough to be quite strange. But but as well, I'm gonna be like, why can't I just climb all over all of the terrain? You know what I mean? Why can't I just climb all over all of the terrain? Let me see. What was I talking about? Okay, well, look, something's never changed. So yeah, that's why it's kind of like... That's why it's kind of a big deal, because I'm pretty much after... If I do go ahead with this... Oh my god. You encountered a Wild Whismur. Wild Whismur, you encountered King Koopa. If I do go ahead with this plan next year, so academic year 2027, right? I basically won't be able to work at the same time, because even if I do it part-time, the lectures and classes will be during, like, standard working hours. And, is this where I saw this thing? Yeah, there it is. Will be during standard working hours. And I just don't have the flexibility to be able to say, oh, well, I'm going to go to this lecture now. Do you know what I mean? Eat shit, job. What? Look at this. I came all this way for this bullshit, you know? So yeah, that's the thing. And as well, like, I will tell you as well, there are lots of things that I feel like since October, since I started going through this whole new chapter of seeing a therapist and working through a lot of this crap, or kind of at least being able to talk about crap, right? I've kind of reawakened my passion for a lot of things that I'd kind of lost my passion for. One being photography as being one of them, but also, like, we've been playing a lot more tabletop games, which I love. I've been reading a lot more. Well, that was something that I started doing a lot more before, but like last year. But the why are they always fighting this ugly thing? Why are they always fighting this ugly thing? Do you know what? I'm gonna fly again. The Crown Tundra is just very awkward to travel around, like all these caves. And again, as I said, like the whoa. Can I get in on this? Like, where did this come all of a sudden? Like, this is like my experience, the classic Sword and Shield online max raid experience, right? Is seeing this thing finally. Okay, switch Pokemon. This is another fairy one, right? So we use Robocop. Like that would, like, my classic experience would have been this thing appears and I'm like, where did that come from? I've been looking at this thing forever. And then it's like, oh no, it's already over. And I'm like, it's not already over. It hasn't, it just appeared. That's not a shiny. But so yeah, I feel like I'm just an awful lot. I feel like one thing that's happened is I feel like I'm just an awful lot more happy in general, and I'm investing more time in the things that I like. The other thing is that I've just come to realize how little I like being at the office. Like, I'm kind of like, this just isn't where I'm supposed to be. Like, it's not my natural habitat. So that's kind of tough. It's taking like quite a, because there's just stuff I need to get set up if I know that I'm very likely going to be leaving like a very good stable job with a lot of benefits in the next 18 months. Like, there's a lot that I need to get like put in place, and a lot that I need to get sorted before then. The one thing that I will say actually though, which has been really nice, is that pretty much everyone that I've spoken to about this, so obviously my partner, but also the what the hell? How are we supposed to beat this piece of shit if it keeps restoring its health like that? Gico can Dynamax now. When do I get my time in the sun? I'm just gonna... Oh, well, Gico is Dynamaxing already. I'm just gonna get in with a Bullet Punch. My mom, like my two best friends, are who I've talked to about it so far, and they've all been like really supportive about it. They're all like, well, you know what, yeah, you do what you want, you know what I mean? So like, if you're in a position to be able to do it, then do it. So like, that's been really nice as well, just to kind of, because I think a normal... What the hell was that? Gico! What the hell? But yeah, that's because I think a natural reaction could have been kind of to a natural reaction would naturally be to be concerned. Not only do you know the G-Max move that heals you, but you heal with just recover as well. So yeah, a natural reaction would be to kind of be worried, or to be concerned, or to be wondering, oh, are they going to be okay, you know? Is Harry going to be okay financially? What if Harry doesn't find a job? What if this doesn't work out the way he's planning? Which I'm pretty sure, you know, my mom at least is probably thinking that, or at least wondering about it, you know. What the hell? We're not beating this thing. Like, does that heal half its health whenever it does that? Or does it heal like a certain percentage? The acid armor is killing us, man, like, I swear. And it doesn't help that Gico has been slacking off. Yeah, get your ass in gear, Viangshi. So I'm pretty sure, like, I think every mom thinks that, right? Or has those kind of concerns. But as has been the case my entire life, like, all the people that are around me just want me to be happy. So that's something to be grateful for. What does this mean for Let's Play? Like, I think I've learned over the past while that doing like being like a regular Let's Player, and when I say regular, I mean like regular as in Gico. What are you doing? Come on, Jico. You're killing me. You're killing me, Jico. The jeez, the Jico is after dealing psychic damage to me. I can't even. I don't even know what I'm doing or what I was talking about. Oh yeah, what does it mean for Let's Play? That's a tough one, right? I think what it does mean is that, well, no, what I have learned is that it's very hard for me to regularly let's play while I'm working, at least in this role. I think things will change a little bit maybe in April. Like I'll be moving back to my previous role in the company. And I'll be moving back to my previous role in the company, and I'll more regularly have, let's say, a weekday off because I work the weekend, or be working a late shift so I'll have time in the morning or something like that. Do you know what? I'm just gonna bullet punch this bitch. This cake has overstayed its welcome. What? What? Here's me, the Gen 1er that doesn't know about terrain. Honestly, like, I'm not even lying. Terrain, I just have no idea what it does. Go on, blow up, you know? Just blow up. So yeah, in April, things should maybe go back to being a little bit more stable, right? In terms of having more time to be able to record. Does that mean I'm going to be able to Let's Play regularly? I'm not sure. I think I'll have to see what it's like then, you know. There's other stuff that I want to be involved in, right? And what I think what I've learned is that there's just a critical mass of things that I can fill my life with, you know what I mean? That I can't just do absolutely everything. That's kind of a cute little son of a gun, I have to say. That I can't just do, like, fill my life to the absolute, to bursting with stuff, you know what I mean? That I have a finite, that my time and my energy are finite resources, right? So the like, that is something that I have had to think about. So I don't know, I think I will have to see. How did I get here? There's a shuckle? How did I get here? I thought I was just on the beach. No, that was in the Crown Tundra, and then I flew to this random place. No, that was in the Isle of Armor, and now I flew to this random place in the Crown Tundra. With a shuckle just walking around, and a T-Rex. You've got a T-Rex. Say it again. We've got a T-Rex. So yeah, the long and short of it is, do I want to be doing Let's Playing? Yes, I do. Is it? That's the Gigantamax one, isn't it? Is it? The one with the boat? Like, it is a 5-star one? Switch Pokemon. Like, would not RoboCop be good against this as well? Let's see. Let's invite some people. I was saying earlier, like, I can't believe that they never did a Gigantamax Mimikyu. Because, like, Mimikyu is, like, Mimikyu was, like, one of those new poster children at the time, like, Sun and Moon, and was a big marketing thing, and, like, I could totally have seen it, but, so I'm kind of surprised they never did, like, Gigantamax Mimikyu, and you could totally do something with the character. Whereas, like, Mimikyu now, I feel like is not as big in the marketing anymore. What is big in the marketing? I have no idea. Probably just Charizard or some shit, like always. So yeah, where did the Necrozma go? I want you to battle with me. Got a better offer or something? Like, how many people are even still playing this? I'm actually kind of surprised anybody is still online. You know? Please, somebody join me. I don't want to end up fighting this thing with... Let me think, who is there? The shitty Magikarp? Like, seriously, that's dirt in your ride. Or like, oh, here, a trainer joined to help you and they send out a Magikarp. The Clefairy that does fuck all, right? Where you're like, just hit it. It doesn't matter. It can be the weakest attack on Earth, but just hit the thing, right? There's the Clefairy, and, well, no, sometimes there's a Snorlax. Sometimes there's a Snorlax, but like 9 times out of 10, it's some piece of shit Magikarp that just gets iced 10 times in a row and then you die. The, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Let's Play. Do I want to be doing Let's Play? Yes, I do. I still really enjoy it. Like, how much will I be able to do it? I don't know. Will I have to change the way I do things? Yes, because I don't want to end up in the situation I was in with Yoshi's Woolly World, where I was like, do you know what? I feel like I'm compelled to play this even when I'm not enjoying it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get into that situation again. But, so yeah, that's pretty much that. That's pretty much that. So that's kind of catching you up on everything, I suppose. Catching you up on absolutely everything. It's fun, like, doing this. Like, will I keep doing this video until I find a shiny? I don't know. It's not likely. It's just a fun thing to contribute to and to get the chance to participate in. While Sean had this nice idea. What else is there to talk about? I'm playing this on the Switch 2, by the way. The Switch 2 is a weird console. Like, I'm definitely kind of... Yes, it is the Gigantamax one. And it's beautiful. It's not shiny, but it's beautiful. Let me guess, the Magikarp. The Magikarp. No, it's the Maractus. I feel like that's almost even worse. The Maractus is almost worse. Maractus, Pikachu, and the Clefairy that does fuck all. Look, and then what did I tell you? It's probably using freaking Life Dew or something like that, right? Life Dew. Psychic terrain and raises the Pokemon's defense stats. I might not even be able to beat this thing, you know. Imagine. That Necrozma could have changed everything, you know. But yeah, the Switch 2 is a bit weird. So I got the Switch 2 when it came out at launch. Mario Kart World, I think is good. Oh my god. Mario Kart World is good. It's a good Mario Kart game. I like that it's just like kind of straight up Mario Kart. You know what I mean? It's just fun. Just fun Mario Kart zaniness. You know what I mean? Metroid Prime 4. I'm wondering like how much like I can yeah, look, here's the shape of things to come. This freaking crap. And everyone gets poisoned. Are you serious? The what was I talking about? I was talking about the Switch 2. Metroid Prime 4 I also got at launch. And I have a complicated relationship with this game. Do I think it's a good game? It's very meh. I'll tell you how meh it is. I played it for a couple of days and then like stopped playing it, and I haven't found the resolve to go back to playing it. It's not that it was bad, it's just that it was boring. Like, and that's, I think that's like a fate worse than death for a game. I can play a game that's not really great if it's engaging and it's fun, right? Metroid Prime 4 I found really soulless and bland and boring. And And that's terrible. Like, that's just terrible. So I honestly, I'm not sure whether I even will go back to play it, because the idea of going back to continue playing it is kind of like, ugh, do I really want to? And it's like these small things that are just kind of a bit insulting, right? Like, so, and what I mean by that is that, like, even things such as, like, the like, enemy diversity is really bad. Like, the, this could be good. No, it only takes off the first one. No, this isn't good, because now we have to sit and watch this for the next half an hour. This Maractus is, like, the worst one. Oh, the Clefairy actually did something. And died. So yeah, like, Metroid Prime 4, like, the enemy diversity is really poor. Like, it's really kind of sad when in every area there's kind of, like, the same two enemies that you fight. It's either this thing that's, like, you know, that's like the liquor from Resident Evil 2, right? Or not even that. It's like, what are the ones in Resident Evil 1, the, like, weird things? It's like that, or it's a robot, the same robot. And, like, I was so excited about Psylocke being the villain, and then Psylocke kind of just is such, like, a nothing, like, such a personality-less nothing, you know? It's really disappointing. It's really disappointing. So, like, stuff like that, I'm kind of like, ugh, you know? Like, even, like, the stuff that a lot of people find egregious, like the thing that a lot of people find egregious is the am I literally on my own fighting this thing? I'm the only one left standing, except Clefairy is back. I can rest easy. Oh, thank you. My savior, Maractus, is here. What was I talking about? Like, what most people find so egregious about the game is, like, the NPCs and their kind of, like, involvement, you know? Don't kill this thing, please. The fairy, can you use life dew? If I use bullet punch on this thing, will it die? If I took that off, would you die? It would be extremely painful. For you. Why? Can I just use bullet punch on this thing, please? No, it took... wait a second, I thought that I thought what was after happening was that the raid is over because we took too long. Because, you know, if it takes too long, it just ends, you know? Come on, just kill this thing. Oh my god. Took so long. This is nothing though. Like, I remember trying to do, there's like one battle that's like impossible, which is like the 5-star Obstagoon. Is like, if you don't know what you're doing going into that and you don't have like good people, like, you can't do it. You can't do that battle without online. Honestly, like, try doing the 5-star Dynamax or Max Raid Obstagoon with the Magikarp, Maractus, and the Clefairy. You know, it is not happening at all. So, anyway, we caught a Garbodor. Or Garbodor. The, Garbodor was sent to a box. There's this song, right? And like, I need to look this up because every now and then I think about it. I like think that it exists. Every now and then I think that this song exists, right? And then I remind myself that I should look it up, right? Can I? No. New stamps. Okay, here we go. Oh, here we go. No! Why? Why does this happen? This is the Sword and Shield Online Max Raid experience. I honestly don't understand it. You get 20 pages of I started a shitty trade about, try this one. Meanwhile, I'm there fighting the Garbodor and I can't get one of these shit stains to join my battle. Do you know what? I'm going to use Blastoise. I'm going to use King Koopa. Or will I use... No, do you know what? I'll use Robocop. Just use Robocop for all of this. Is that really the right... No, do you know what? I'll use Volta. No, I used... I guess I picked Robocop. This looks like it'll be a fun one, though. Anyway, like, the NPCs I don't find to be the most egregious thing. I'm sorry, I think Mackenzie is cute. He has cute nerd armor. I can't not like him. I just think, like, its most egregious crime is being very forgettable. Like, is my problem with Metroid Prime 4. So there's that, right? Oh no, Lapras can't eat berries. Snozzberry. Who ever heard of a Snozzberry? I'm gonna use Hammer Arm. What do I care about my speed? I'm already like a big hunk of metal. So then there's Pokemon Legends ZA. Another game I have a very complicated relationship with. Like, so you remember when I played this first? This is my modern history of recent Pokemon games, starting with Sword and Shield, right? When I played Sword and Shield, I loved it from the very beginning. I really enjoyed it, and I still do love it. Hence why I'm even playing this fucking thing now in 2026, right? I loved Sword and Shield. Well, love present tense, not even loved past tense. But Sword and Shield, love. New Pokemon Snap, I think is unreal, right? New Pokemon Snap is really good. Okay. Pokemon Legends Arceus, when I played this game from the very first second, I fell in love. It's probably one of like my... It's probably in like my top 5 favorite Pokemon games of all time now. Top 10 for sure, maybe even top 5, right? But Legends Arceus is just poetry. It is just poetry, right? So there's Legends Arceus. Mystery Dungeon DX, and I'm not even a big Mystery Dungeon head, right? But like, I got that game and I played it and it sucked me in, right? It sucked me in. It has a beautiful style. It has this kind of nice kind of pastel picture book kind of style, which I think is beautiful. I'm hoping that I do this and then the Luxray attacks. No. Oh yeah, I forgot how freaking slow Luxray is. So like Mystery Dungeon DX I think is really beautifully done. It was the first Mystery Dungeon game really that I played. I tried Red Rescue Team or Blue Red, whichever one was on the Game Boy Advance, I tried on the Wii U Virtual Console. And never got into it. So then when I played DX, I was like, oh my god, this is so good, right? So I got sucked into it. Pokemon Scarlet, I have a slightly more contentious relationship with it. I think there's stuff in it that I think is good, that I enjoy. There's a lot of stuff about it that I didn't enjoy, that I felt was a little bit lazy. But what I will say is that especially the DLC is unreal, right? The DLC is brilliant. And actually the DLC playing that made me think, you know what, if the rest of Scarlet was just done to this standard, I can't believe I missed my Meteor Mash. If the rest of Scarlet and Violet had been done with the same level of care and panache, I could use the word panache for some reason, if it had used the same degree of care, right, and artistry that the DLC did, I think it would have been a slam dunk of a game, because there's a good game in there, right? Scarlet and Violet, there's a good game in there somewhere. it's just missing that little bit of refinement. And I don't even mean, and when I say that, I'm not even talking about performance, right? Because that's like one of the least important things to me, I guess, about a game experience when I factor in everything else, right? But I'm gonna bullet punch this bitch. I'm not even talking about the performance, right? Which I have to say, when you play it on the Switch 2, it's a completely different play experience. What I'm talking about in terms of not having as much artistry as it could have is just boring, weird gym challenges, forgettable gym leaders, like, the whole world looks kind of the same, right? It all looks like this big open field for the most part, and there's very little variation. Less emphasis on battling, you know, or very little emphasis on battling, you know. And I think my one change, if I could make one change to Pokemon Scarlet, which I think would completely change the play experience, would be kind of like dynamic scaling, like dynamic difficulty scaling, which isn't that hard. It's like the 21st century, you know, it's not that hard. I think because I love this idea of being able to do things in whatever order you want, but in order to do that, you have to make it so that if you decide to fight oh, that's the first one we missed. Okay, fair enough. You have to make it so that if you choose to fight this gym leader first and this other one 7th, that you have a suitable degree of challenge depending on which one that is, right? But the way Scarlet and Violet works is that doesn't happen at all. So if I just decide, do you know what, I feel like fighting this Pokemon now. I feel like fighting this one now. What the hell was that? Oh, it's the Blastoise. It's like, what was that? I thought it was like a Jigglypuff or something. And it doesn't do that, right? So if I choose to do things in my own order, either I end up eating shit or like level grinding, or else going back at a later stage of the game and doing something that's way too easy, right? Or else I end up kind of actually doing it in more or less a standard sort of order after all, you know what I mean? Now what do I do? Do I even have a good rock Pokemon? I have Luga Rock with Stone Edge. I have a Sandaconda. A Speedwagon. I have 2 of these things. What is it? Fire and Bug again? So what could I do against it? I could do Flying. I could use Rero. Or I could use Libero. Or Libero is the ability. I can't believe I just called it Libero. I could use Lapis. Do you know what? Let's just go with King Koopa, you know? Let's just go with King Koopa. Why not? Or else you end up just doing it in a kind of a rote order anyway, which feels disappointing, because it's like, I know I could do this out of order, but the game doesn't lend itself to being done out of order, which is just annoying, right? So that's kind of the Pokemon Scarlet experience. The DLC, by the way, is unreal. I feel like the DLC is the best part of the game. Like, the DLC is fantastic. Area Zero is also cool. Like, there's a good game in there. I just have kind of a complicated relationship with it. And ZA, or ZA, or as I kind of swapped back and forth on, I have a kind of a complex relationship with this game as well. There are things that I really like about it. So, for example, am I going to get the chance to Gigantamax? I'm going to get to Gigantamax! Centiscore to avoid the attack, of course. Of course it is. The King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. I can't wait to Gigantamax. I get to turn into a fortress. Now I'm a jerk and everybody loves me. This also isn't a shiny, right? I didn't see it be it. I don't even know what the shiny looks like for this thing. Someone's beeping like crazy out there. You can probably hear it. Is that like an NPC that's Poppy with the Pikachu? That's another freaking video game character. It's not even a person. The how did this happen? Oh, it used Fire Spin on me, I guess. Bye, Poppy. Pika, Pika. So Zeda, I have a complex relationship with, right? There are things that I think it does even better. G-Max Cannonade. Oh my god, we're doing it. There are things that I think it even does better than Legends Arceus. One of them being the characters and their personalities. I feel like in Legends Arceus I liked the characters, but most of their kind of interest or mystique came from, oh, look, this guy looks like they might be the ancestor of this character. Isn't that interesting? And then they didn't really have very much personality outside of that. Whereas, like, in ZA, all of the characters have a lot of personality. They're way more round. There's way more going on there. You know, they're far more interesting. I really like that about it. Oh my god, look at me. Now I'm a jerk and everybody loves me. King Koopa. King freaking... what was I thinking of? King Curtis. King Curtis! You're not gonna see my face again. The, how am I the fastest Pokemon here also? When did that happen? The other thing that I think is better in, is a lot better in... How did that do that much damage? Holy shit. Oh, Coil. Probably Coil. It's the Coil. The other thing that I think, in fairness, ZA does even better than Legends Arceus is, like, the side quests are far more interesting. Like, the side quests are a lot more engaging. They're way better than, like, so many of the side quests in Legends Arceus were like, oh, I need like 2 of these plants. Can I have 2 of these plants? Here's 2 of these plants. Okay, your prize is another plant. And I was like, what the hell? You know? So, like, that's what so much of Legends Arceus was. And ZA does a lot. Like, the side quests are very charming. The NPCs are very charming and have interesting dialogue. It's very interesting, and I think that's the whole reason why the very restricted world doesn't feel as restricted. So because Lumios's characters and stuff are so interesting, and the side quests are interesting, because of that, can this Regirock not figure out what it's doing? Just use a rock attack. Like, it's not that hard. Because of that, it doesn't feel so restricted. Then it doesn't feel as restricted as you might be worried it does, right? I do like... There are elements of the battle system that I like, right? I like that it is... Why did you do this, Nighty? If that is your real name. The battle system, I think, is very dynamic. I loved the battle system in... I really liked the battle system in Legends Arceus. I found it very fast, very aggressive. I liked the strategy element of, like, am I going to use the agile or the strong style move? I thought it was very refreshing. The battle system in ZA is again very aggressive, very new. It definitely feels exciting. I will say it does become, if you're the fast, big, sweeping, strong Pokemon, then you have like an advantage. As well as, because there's such an emphasis on Mega Evolution, you're very disincentivized from using Pokemon that can't Mega Evolve, because the battling system is so just like, I'm gonna go in and I'm the big tough guy and I womp you, and then you womp me and we just trade blows like that. So there's not as much room for kind of strategic play in terms of, let's say, stall strategies or more defensive or wall strategies and things like that. You just don't have the scope for it, because it's all about just hitting fast and hard. So I think it's fun, but it's not very tuned. I don't think. I think it works nicely in like the rogue mega fight, but in like regular battle, it's not like tuned enough. That was like bullshit, just because now it's going to do its freaking thing. This is a very frustrating battle, in case you haven't noticed. But, and it's all Poppy's fault. And Nighty and the superpower aren't helping either. Come on, Poppy, just hit it. All I need is for Poppy to hit it once. All I need is for Poppy to hit it once, so that I can come in and finish it off with... Well, no, am I like... Why did you do this? Poppy. You're killing me, Poppy. And every time I see the name Poppy, I think of like that one... Oh, now it's hurt by my vortex. At least that's something. Thank heavens for small Murphys. Thank heavens for small Murphys. I don't know where that came from. I think of like there's this episode of Frasier. There's like a couple of episodes of Frasier with Poppy, who's like some heiress who works at the radio station because her uncle owns it or something like that, and she's just like a crazy character. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on the battle system from ZA. It's kind of both good and bad at the same time. Like, my main issue, the thing that stops me loving ZA, is that it feels very, like, it can really feel like a chore, in that it's like, there is like a very severe gameplay loop. Where was all of this the whole battle? You fucking pissants. Where the hell was all of this the whole battle? You couldn't do this the whole time? No? I carry this battle the whole way, only for me to get taken out by a freaking lightning bolt. And King Koopa fainted, and Elastigirl's face fell off. That's all she wrote. Poppy's Pikachu fainted. Somehow I knew this battle would end with Poppy's Pikachu fainting. I'm sorry, we couldn't help you. In fairness, whoever was hosting that raid, I did a lot for you. I did a lot for you on that one. We have time for one more while I finish talking about ZA, I think, don't we? If I can find one more. Do you know what? It is not working for me being in this area. I don't have enough space to just like walk around and enjoy the scenery. I'm going back to the regular old wild area. The wild area. But, is that the same one that was... That's a different one now, isn't it? Are they different now all of a sudden? I can't get a handle on what these freaking raids are doing. Because that was like the 3-star Bronzong, and now all of a sudden it's like a purple... There's someone named Darth, like Darth Vader. I caught myself a macho. Yeah, give yourself a big pat on the back, you know. Hello, I'm Pat Back. No, this is the Bronzong. For some reason, it's a purple one, even though it's just a 3-star Bronzong. But, so and I've told you at the start of this video, grinding like style gameplay, and now the Ditto is just gone. So what, let's maybe do some of this like wish and well, kiss and tell kind of stuff just to round off the video. I might as well do some of this wishing well, kiss and tell. I don't know where I get off saying that. But I don't even know how many wishing pieces I have. Can I throw a wishing piece in there? Yeah, why not? What have I got to lose? 5-star Arachnid. No, thank you. Araquanid or Aquacnid or whatever it's called. Let me go back. I want to go back to this Ditto raid. I feel so shortchanged. I feel so disrespected by this Ditto raid. So, like, as I said, like, I don't like formulaic grinding gameplay. It's not really my thing. Like things that are just, you repeat them for the purpose of repeating them. What the hell? I spent a wishing piece on that. How many do I even have that I haven't used in the last 3 years since I played this game, probably? They're down at the bottom, right? 45, yeah, we can afford to spend a few of these things and maybe find a Gigantamax battle of our own. Of our very own. A Gigantamax battle of our very own. The, And that is kind of how the gameplay feels. Like, when you're playing it, it's fun. When you're catching Pokemon, it's fun. When you're battling, it's fun. But the way that the game kind of locks you into, okay, now I spend 10 minutes doing a load of battles, and then I can't do battles anymore because it's not nighttime anymore. Okay, now you go and catch Pokemon. Okay, but I kind of caught the Pokemon. There's not really very many Pokemon to catch, you know, or at least it doesn't feel like it, because, like, areas get unlocked slowly, and then you kind of want to catch everything that's there. So once you've done that, like, what are you going to do, you know? There's no kind of breeding. There's no... Ooh, this could be good. A Quillfish. Really. A Quillfish. The Rugrats are in Paris and you're laughing. A Cloyster. I want it. Sorry, I want the Cloyster. I need the Cloyster. Maybe this is where we get Volta in on the mix. Or maybe a Bijou. Is Bijou maybe an option? Or even cute little UFO. Yeah, do you know what? Let's get cute little UFO in here. Or Gizmo. No, Gizmo. Like, the problem is, like, not all of my Pokemon are a high enough level to do it. And let's invite some others to join the party. Some more, Cloyster connoisseurs, you know. So then it's daytime, and I'm like, well, do you know what? I might as well just do side quests. So then I end up doing side quests. And then it's like, okay, now I'll do some more battles, and it has this kind of really annoying achievement kind of thing where it's like, oh, if you want to get more points, then use a poison type attack in this battle. Oh, if you want to get more points because you need the points to be able to do fight the guy, the big boss or whatever of this rank, then maybe you should try and use knock out the Pokemon with a psychic type attack or something like that. And I'm like, oh my god, like, this is just awful. This is just painful, right? It's kind of like trying to manufacture a veneer of fun gameplay that doesn't exist. It's trying to make you think that there's a veneer of fun gameplay that doesn't exist. And then you go through all of that work to fight, like, the rank boss, and it's just then over in like 5 minutes. So, like, that is not fun to me. Like, so like, the game kind of saved itself by being very charming and humorous, and by the excitement of all of the new Mega Pokemon, that kind of saved it from its kind of, like, very, like, repetitive, formulaic gameplay loop experience, which I don't like. Then So for me, ZA was kind of like this 7 out of 10 good game, right? And for me, 7 out of 10 is good, right? There are a lot of good games that I love dearly, which I would say are like a 7 or a 6.5 out of 10. So I don't come from this world where 7 out of 10 is bad, right? Then there's the DLC. For me, the DLC is an insult, right? I don't respect the DLC, because for me what the DLC does is it adds some cool new Mega Pokemon, right? That arguably, do you know what? You could have just had them in the main game, you know? It also, like, it takes that experience that I just talked about, which is really unenjoyable, that's really unenjoyable. It takes that. I'm gonna quit. Because nobody's biting. Why doesn't anybody want to fight this cloister? Shouldn't everybody want to fight a cloister? So that whole experience that I just talked about, where you kind of just go and go in this kind of loop of, oh, now I'm gonna go and do this. Now I'm gonna go and do that. It takes exactly that experience, and somehow it manages to, a man of culture, Atom Corvin. I'm gonna switch to my gizmo. I'm gonna switch to my gizmo. Do you know what? We should be able to just take on this guy, right? I'll just see if a third person joins. I don't want to be fighting this cloister with the Magikarp and what's the donkey one? Mudbray. It's not even the evolved one. Like, she sends out that freaking unevolved Mudbray. Oh, let's just do it. I trust Atom Corvin and his Mewtwo to be able to help out enough here. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. So because now there's an even more obvious and egregious gameplay loop experience, which is like, oh, so now you go and you get berries, and now you go and you make donuts, and like there's 5,000 different types of donuts that you could make. And then you use the donut to go into like this place, like this hyper dimension, but you can only spend like 3 minutes in there. And while you're in there, you should try and catch Pokemon. There's only going to be like 3 or 4 different Pokemon in there, but catch loads of them. There's no point in catching loads of them because they didn't put in the cool feature that they had in Legends Arceus, where you could release Pokemon that you caught and get like experience candy or whatever back for them. They didn't include that. So now you're like, well, what do I do with all these Pokemon? They're useless. It's the Maractus again. Of course it is. It's the Maractus again. Thank you, Atom Corvin. Ah, you even paralyzed him. Mr. Krabs is getting all sweaty again. So, like, and then it's like, no, I just got thrown out of this area that I was in. Oh, so now I guess I go and do it again. Like, it's awful. Like, the DLC is actually an insult in terms of how poor it is. And the worst thing about it, like, I'll be very honest, this Maractus is going to eat shit and die. I should have known. The worst thing about it is that ZA, it has hardly any post game, right? It has very, very little to speak of in terms of a post game. Whereas actually, the post game experience in Legends Arceus, it wasn't monumental or anything. It wasn't huge, but there was a lot there. And then they released a free update that added even more. You know, so I really feel as little there is of a legitimate content in the DLC, aside from some new Mega Pokemon and like a repeating gameplay loop. Like, like it could have just been the post game. I'll be honest. I feel like the post game became a paid DLC. That's the way it feels, and it's not good. It's not even fun. You know what I mean? So, like my relationship with ZA is again extremely complicated. Nice one. Holy crap. Gizmo. Between Gizmo and Atem Corvin, we got this thing on lock, you know? So yeah, like to the extent that, again, like Metroid Prime 4, like I haven't finished the DLC story for ZA. Do I feel really excited about it? No, because the gameplay that helps me progress is just a repetitive loop, and I don't respect it. I really don't. So, like that's my Nintendo Switch 2 experience so far has been a bit odd, you know, to say the least. I think it really suffers from, like, it reminds me a little bit of the Wii U in one way, not as egregiously, but in one way it's suffering from the same identity crisis as the Wii U did, and they don't help it with all of this bullshit of there's the Nintendo Switch 1 edition, there's also the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Also, if you get the Nintendo Switch 2 version, it's also why don't I have any kind of like watery balls or anything? I could use a dream ball. And you know what, just use the Pokeball. Like, I think, because that even confuses me. If it confuses me, an intelligent grown-up, right? Like, surely it's gonna confuse the parents out there and the big target audience of kids and families and things like that. Surely they're gonna be confused by, there's the Nintendo Switch 1 edition. This game is available on Nintendo Switch 1 and 2. But there's also a Nintendo Switch 2 special edition and there's also, but if you buy the Nintendo Switch 1 game, you can play it on the Nintendo Switch 2. This game is only on the Nintendo Switch 2, by the way. Like, oh, and by the way, if you play this old Nintendo Switch 1 game, you can upgrade it to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and I'm like, what is this? Like, and you get extra content if you upgrade it to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. In the case of Kirby, right? It's insane to me. Like, it's so confusing. And I feel like they just need to stop. Like, I feel like they just need to just make Nintendo Switch 2 games. Oh, there's another one. I saw it. Don't think I didn't see you down there. Come on. This will be our last one, I promise. This will be our last one. Am I just going to upload this as one big, like, 2-hour long video? I almost feel like I will. I don't want to use a water type attack on it, in case it has, like, in case it's, like, one of the water, that one that has the ability that makes it go faster when you hit it with water, you know? Whichever one that is. But what other options do I have against this thing? I suppose Dragon actually wouldn't be too bad. But what have I got here? I've got Yuna, actually. Might be good. Or King Koopa. They're like, would you ever hurry up and pick a Pokemon? Or there's Undead Ed. Or Rhiannon. Do you know what? I'm just going to go with Rhiannon. Why not? Well, no, it should be a special attacker, right? Or Gentleman. We can go with Gentleman. Why not? I really can't decide what to... Sandaconda. Why do I not have a nickname for this guy? Why do I not have a nickname for this Pokemon? Guys, right? If this has that fucking ability that makes it go faster the more water attacks you use on it, we're gonna eat shit. I hope you know that, you know? This is cool. This is a cool Pokemon. And it's a cool Gigantamax form as well. I feel like Gigantamax, the forms that they came up with are even cooler than than Mega Evolutions, a lot of them. Because they're just so much more exaggerated, you know. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so like the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not going to be contributing very much here, I don't think. So yeah, like, there's like a couple of the main Nintendo Switch 2 games that I haven't got. I haven't got Kirby Air Riders because I'm kind of like, I'm not really kind of like a racing game freak, you know. I feel like Mario Kart World is enough for me to enjoy a racing game. I might get Mario Tennis Fever this week. Like, I'll be going into town tomorrow anyway. I might go ahead and get Mario Tennis Fever. Does it have the ability? No, of course it doesn't. King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. I did nothing. I did nothing to it. Except get burnt. You know, I can do that. Trust me, I got this. Why is it not even taking out his shields? Why is it not even doing that? Does the attack have to be over a certain power to do it or something? That's crazy. We became surrounded by rocks. Great. Oh no, the turtle's speed fell. Like oh my god. Oh, that's what it does. It's like stealth rock. It's like that dark type attack that the smelly dog has in Legends Arceus. Why am I not taking out this guy's shields? Why is it not working? What? It just did it again? Jesus, if we didn't have a Kyogre in this battle, we'd be doing fuck all. We did it, everyone. We did it. The evil is defeated. I can't believe I got the last hit on it. Oh my god, that's so insulting to everybody else in this battle. That's so insulting. But yeah, I might get Tennis Fever because, again, it just looks like fun old Mario Tennis, you know? But yeah, like, I feel like the Nintendo Switch 2 has been a bit of a weird ride so far. Not like the Nintendo Switch 1, where it was just like, wham bam, thank you ma'am, like game after game. Donkey Kong has been fantastic. Donkey Kong Bonanza was unreal. Like, I can't say enough good things about how much of a great adventure game that was. It's just fun, you know? But yeah. So look, that has been, no, I don't want to add this thing to my party. It looks like some old lady or something. Like, it actually does. It looks like some old lady with big hair, you know? It's like Marge Simpson's mom or something. Anyway, that's about it for... Yeah, look, I joined up with some allies and we caught a big colossal. Oh, Craydilly, my love. Oh my god, is this? No, it's a locked one. So look, that has been it for this. I can't even remember what Sean was calling this. Gigantamax March. I know I was watching some other guy talk about books who's like March of the Mammoths, where you read mammoth books, and I was like, what is this? So March must just be all about big things now. All of a sudden, it's about big stuff, you know. We've got GigantaMarch, we've got March of the Mammoths, and it's not even March, it's only February. But I won't put this up until March. Why did that sound so devious? I won't put this up until March. Where am I? I can't see shit with this fog. And I don't know my way around there we are, we're in Moto Stoke. Like Garbodor. Anyway, thanks a million for being there. When will we see each other again? When will I see you again? I don't know. Oh, I never finished saying about that song. The song I need to look up, I'm gonna do that now, is like this one that's like, Living in a box. Living in a cardboard box. Who are you? Get out of my shot. Living in a box. Living in a cardboard box. I need to look up this song and make sure it exists. Bye, everyone.